Hey EarthFit fam! Today I'm going to go over a simple stretching routine you could do at home to increase your flexibility and loosen up and lengthen some of those tight muscles we may have. All right, we're going to get right into it. Before I actually go through the stretching routine, and thank you for Coach Andrew being here today. He's going to be our kind of client here demonstrating. But before we get into that, I want to kind of explain why stretch in the first place, because it's something that is frequently skipped. I'll be honest, I skipped it for many years myself. Didn't think that it was that valuable, and I was wrong. I'll give you a really short version on it so this video doesn't last too long. Main reason we want to stretch. We want to lengthen and create flexibility in those muscles. But why? Why even bother with that? Because we know the more flexible they are, the more pliable they are, you're going to be able to get into lower ranges of motion, right? The lower ranges of motion for a squat, for example, it's going to require a lot more strength if I squat all the way deep down here because I'm flexible enough to get into that position, as opposed to if I just squat to right here. Think about how many more calories, how much more muscle you're going to build over time just by adding those little inches. And that's really how you can progress long term. So it's going to accelerate your results because you're going to be able to get in deeper ranges of motion. That's just one of the benefits. I'm not going to get into a whole laundry list, but overall the next thing it'll do is really fix up the posture, make you feel better both physically and mentally. So those are two kind of snippets on stretching. It's very important. We're going to get into the actual stretching routine now. First thing we're going to have to do is we're going to stretch out the hip flexor. So I'm going to have Andrew put his left leg in front of him, his right leg behind him. We're just going to punch his fist up to the ceiling right here. Now as he's doing this, Andrew is going to take his kind of hips and he's going to shift them towards the front. So he's taking them and he's shifting them forward like that. This is going to really feel a stretch right here. The more you punch up here, the deeper you're going to feel that. So when you're stretching, you want to hold this anywhere between 30, 40 seconds. And then we'll switch it around. So go ahead, switch now, Andrew. So we're going to do the other side. Now it'd be right leg in front, left leg behind, left fist up. Again, key here, we want to squeeze the glutes. It can help sometimes if you think about squeezing the glutes forward. All right, excellent. We're going to go into the quadriceps stretch now. So obviously, if you're watching this, do these longer than Andrew is currently doing them. I'm just trying to keep this a little bit quicker for you guys. Now we're going to do the quadriceps stretch. So bring your right leg behind, pulling towards the glute. Now right here, you should be feeling this right here. If you have really tight hip flexors and you know you have really tight hip flexors, what he could do is squeeze his glutes forward this way and he'll feel it more through the front right there. That's gonna kind of hit more hip and then also the quad. You can go ahead and switch legs. So we're gonna make sure that we do them both sides evenly. Let's say you struggle with balance, you're really unbalanced here. All you need to do is grab a wall, put your hand against, grab a counter, whatever you can grab. Let's say, go ahead, relax, Andrew. Let's say if you can't quite get your hand back here, because that is a problem for a lot of people. If you have a belt at home, we're going to use a stretching strap today, but if you have a belt or anything like that, you can wrap around your foot. You just wrap it around right here, and then just pull it up just like that. That's a good little substitution. So after we do the quads, we're going to make our way down to the ground here. And again, if you have a belt or anything like that at home, this is going to be the time you're going to want to break that out. You can also use like a beach towel. That works as well. So we're going to grab that, Andrew. We're going to have Andrew take that around his right foot here. He's going to lay all the way back down. Now a couple keys here. We want to get this leg nice and straight here. We want to think about our breathing as we stretch. So we want to take a big breath in. And then as we exhale, blow all that air out. You should be able to stretch a little bit deeper. There's actually a GTO, a Golgi tendon organ gets released and you're able to stretch further. So it's a mechanism your body has to actually allow you to stretch deeper. Then we're going to kick it over to the side, still keeping it on this leg. We're just going to keep it on this leg. Now he's just dropping his foot out. Over time, Andrew's going to want to work to bring his foot up a little bit higher, still keeping this side flat. Notice his left shoulder is flat on the ground. He's not tilting all the way over. And then the third stretch in this series, on the ground here, he'll be bringing this up and over his body. Now he's not all the way down here. I always see people do this, right? They're rolling over or they're up like this. He is actually having this just across that other hip. So we have his right leg. He's just bringing this right across his left hip. Now he's going to push this down. He's pushing his hip down. He's trying to bring the femur, but he's trying to push it into the turf. This is going to get a deeper stretch. You're going to feel this right through here and potentially all the way down. Go ahead and relax. So he did those 3 stretches on the right side. Now we're going to do the same thing on the left side. So we have 3. We're going to start with the hamstring stretch. Again, think about your breathing. One other key point here Notice he's not crunched up, he's not crunched forward, right? When we're stretching the lower body, we want to keep the upper body in good posture, okay? Let me go ahead and drop it down to the side. Very good. And then he's going to bring it up and over again, just past that hip. Sorry about that. We don't want to just kind of sit there and relax. We actually want to really push yourself a little bit while you're stretching. You should be stretching after you train. This should be done after you train. That's something I did not mention in the beginning. Go ahead and relax, Andrew. Now he's going to stretch out his glutes, so he's just going to take his right foot against his left knee. Now for some of you, if you're very tight, we're going to have to just keep the foot down, keep it right here, and then over time, we're going to work towards bringing this up, bringing those hands in between, and then pulling. Now Andrew's pulling, and then he's going to relax again his head, his neck, and he's going to feel this kind of on the side of his glutes here. Good. And then go ahead and switch around. So this is going to get the kind of the side to feel this into your hip. And you'll really notice when you do this stretch, one side is tighter than the other. Andrew just reminded me of this because I can see this side is a little bit tighter for him. So I would have him, if he's my client, give a little extra love to that side, maybe an extra 10 seconds over time so that side can catch up a little bit. Good. Go ahead and relax. And now we're going to sit up into the butterfly position. So we're going to feel this throughout our hips here, low back. One key here though, people frequently get this point wrong of the stretch. You want to make sure the top of your head to your tailbone, your spine is staying straight here. We don't want to be slouched forward or have poor posture, right? We want to reinforce good posture. So he's got his top of his head to his tailbone straight, and then Andrew's just going to hinge forward from his hips. And it helps if you think about bringing your heart out in front of your shoes. Good. As you kind of bring your hips forward, we want to push our knees down and work over time to get those legs a little bit lower. Good. And go ahead, straighten out your legs now, Andrew. So this one, we may need to bring out the belt or the towel again. If you cannot keep your ankles together, you would take that, you would wrap it around, kind of making an X, so you can keep those ankles together to assist you. If you don't have any problems keeping your ankles together, you don't need that. And again, top of the head to the tailbone staying straight is a nice tall chest, good posture. He's going to take a big breath in. He's going to exhale. He's going to reach forward. Now, a lot of people will reach for their toes here and just kind of stop. You actually want to continue to imagine you're reaching past those. Imagine your heart's coming out in front of your knees, and you're going to put your forehead kind of down to your knees once you get really deep into that stretch. Good. And relax on it slowly. So this stretch is not uncommon if you feel it all the way from your heel all the way up to your neck. If you're really tight, you can feel that way. So if that happens to you, there's no need to run out and go into an ambulance, okay? That is very common. So next thing we're going to have Andrew do, he'll roll over onto his on all fours here, and we're going to have him start to get into the child's pose. And he's going to walk his hands out to the right side to begin. And he'll just sit back, sink his glutes towards his heels here. Now for a deeper stretch, he should be feeling this down this left side, his body's pushed to the right. To get a deeper stretch, if he pushes through that right palm, it's really going to activate over here and he'll feel it deeper. Good, and then let's walk our hands the other way. Very good. And relax. So after that, we're going to take a second to stand up. If you have a strap or a belt or whatever we're using today to help us, this is going to be the time you're going to want to grab that. When you get up out of that stretch, make sure you take your time. Take your time, breathe. We don't want to get lightheaded from standing up too quickly after we're in that relaxed position. So the first thing that he'll do then, grab the strap, and he's going to bring it back behind him. He's going to feel this throughout his chest, his shoulders, his upper back here. With this stretch here, he's going to feel a lot right here. Notice his hands are a little wider than shoulder width apart. Over time, you want to bring those in. That's going to increase the tension of the stretch, but to start out nice and wide to where you can comfortably do that, and then work your way in. Again, he'll hold it for anywhere between 30 and 40 seconds there. Excellent. And then he's going to relax here, and the next stretch we'll have him do is we're going to have him take his right hand, he's going to bring it up and over his head here. Now this stretch actually comes from Andrew punching his fist down here, and he's going to feel it right through here, through his traps, his levator scapula, right through here, these muscles in the neck. And then go ahead and switch sides. And again, remember this stretch, this is just a tiny gentle pull. It's all coming from right here. Excellent. And then we're gonna finish out this stretching sequence with some neck rotations. Now he's gonna go slow and controlled. Notice he's not making huge waving circles. He's gonna go nice. He's gonna get all the way up to the top, about even, and then he's gonna bring it around back that way, slow and controlled, tucking his chin in. Then he's gonna come back once he gets up to the top. And he's done. For that, we usually do about 2 to 3 rotations per side, and then we're good to go. So that is the stretching routine we do to get nice and flexible here at EarthFit. Remember, flexibility is an important part of your fitness. Please do not neglect it. If you do, you're gonna run into injuries later, which are gonna derail your results long term. And just like anything else, whether we're talking about weightlifting, we're talking about mobility, flexibility, stability, no matter what you're kind of trying to train for, frequency is going to really help that out. The more we can do it, the more consistent we are with doing it. Consistency is king, the better results you're gonna get. So that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you found value in this stretching video. If you did, give us a shout out. Let us know if you like this. Other than that, everybody have a fantastic rest of their day. And as always, stay strong.